Earlier today, Channel 3's Denise DeCenzo profiled the lives of conjoined twins who live in New Milford.
We're not special needs. We're not disabled. We're not one person with two heads. We're two different individuals that just happen to share a body.
Just minutes ago, word spread that a new boyfriend is stirring up serious trouble for Carmen and her conjoined twin, Lupita. Known far and wide on social media, these sisters are now grappling with a critical choice regarding a major surgery. This isn't about separating them. It's about addressing Carmen's severely curved spine. But this operation carries high risks due to their unique physical connection. Tune in. Let's discover what fate awaits Carmen and Lupita as they face this daunting challenge. The lives of Carmen and Lupita. Carmen and Lupita had been on the show 2 years earlier, but now they were back in the spotlight, not just because of their unusual life, but also because of the big following they had gained online. With that attention came both fans and people who wanted to stir up trouble, like tabloids that spread stories about a fight between them. Some rumors said that Carmen's romantic relationship was causing issues or that one twin was against a surgery that doctors had recommended. In reality, the surgery people were talking about wasn't to separate them. It was to help Carmen's scoliosis, but doctors advised waiting because of how complicated their bodies are. Stay with us as we uncover a story shrouded in sorrow. Bound together, their unity may have been their very cage, isolating them in a world apart. The tragic revelation awaits. As they dealt with these rumors, Carmen and Lupita also had to think about their future health and mobility. Doctors were cautious about recommending surgery because, while it could help with some issues, it also came with big risks. But this wasn't the hardest part. Even with everything they had to face, the twins continued to show incredible strength and togetherness. They tackle each day with a mix of fear and bravery, their lives showing how two people can have separate dreams but also be deeply connected. Not right now. For most people, this is something they start thinking about when they're in their 40s or 50s. It's easy to put it off as a future me problem. It's like saying, "That's not my issue right now." Some people even believe it's all made up. They think we're pretending or that none of this is real. Honestly, it feels like they think we have some kind of weird setup behind the scenes, like hidden wires or machines making things happen. But what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding people have about you? One big misconception is that because we're conjoined twins, people assume we're not mentally capable. Even teachers have spoken to us like we're much younger. Or they think we can't understand things at the same level as others our age. It's really frustrating when that happens. During a trip to New York just before Christmas, a person found themselves suddenly at the center of unexpected attention. While meeting a friend in the city, about 20 teenagers abruptly gathered around, transforming the moment into an impromptu photo session. This left the person bewildered and somewhat uneasy, feeling as though they had inadvertently become part of a spectacle. The experience was a stark reminder of the peculiar nature of public recognition, where ordinary moments can unexpectedly turn into public exhibitions. But this wasn't the worst part. Do people ever treat you like some kind of sideshow? Absolutely. There's a rodeo that happens every Father's Day weekend, and they have this tent labeled Sideshow. One year, as we were walking out, we heard someone yell, "Oh my gosh, are they part of the show?" It hit us out of nowhere. We were about to leave and didn't even see it coming. It's surprising how unaware some people can be, though not everyone acts that way. We expect people to be curious, but it's all about how they choose to express that curiosity. Were you ever prepared for the attention that came with the internet? Even before social media, people would take pictures without asking or assume things about us. Sometimes, strangers would even give us money. Next, a surprising moment reveals more about how they're seen and misunderstood. Life as conjoined twins. Wait, people gave you money? Yes, there were a few religious folks who thought we needed funds for some surgery, assuming we were trying to save up for a medical procedure. They'd come up and hand us money, saying things like, "This is for the operation." We would just look at them and say, "What operation?" But here's the thing that bothers us most. People always ask about how we manage walking together. We've been in physical therapy since we were babies. and it's something we've been working on our entire lives. So yes, we manage, but that question keeps coming up. From a young age, the twins had mastered the art of synchronizing their movements and maintaining balance. Observers often commented on their striking resemblance. When one twin pierced her nose, people inquired if her sister felt the pain too. Each time, the explanation was given with a gentle laugh, clarifying that their sensations were indeed separate. The manner in which they handled these questions varied with the situation. There were moments when the timing and nature of these inquiries felt wholly inappropriate, yet that seldom deterred the more audacious questioners. Born as conjoined twins with shared organs, the prognosis was grim. Doctors predicted they might survive only 3 days. Yet, years later, they continued to live, defying every prediction. The question of whom they proved wrong lingered subtly in the air, the answer being quite simply, everyone. In our early years, we had a lot of health problems like bad digestive issues. We both also deal with endometriosis, which is painful and has shown us that, yes, we can actually feel each other's pain sometimes. Thankfully, over the years, different medications have helped us manage all these health issues. But this wasn't even the hardest part. You might notice when Carmen is anxious, she fidgets with my fingers. She even wears a ring designed to help ease her anxiety. It's a small thing, but it brings her comfort. At this point, it's almost instinctive for her to reach for my hand when she's feeling stressed, finding peace in that simple touch. In a quiet, familiar kitchen, a person went through their morning routine with purpose. Unlike the hectic mornings often shown in movies, there was no rush or confusion. Making breakfast was a simple task. Pancakes done with calm and focus. This kitchen and the routine in it were part of their daily life, something they had always known. People were often curious about their ability to handle large vehicles. Driving a heavy vehicle had become second nature to them. They always made sure to steer with just one arm, careful not to accidentally hurt their companion with the other. They felt a sense of pride in this, knowing that driving was their way of contributing to the shared journey they were on. Now, dive deeper into their lives, where shared challenges meet personal triumphs. Echoes of silence. The story of Carmen and Lupita, conjoined twins, was featured in a compelling segment titled, "I Spent a Day with Conjoined Twins," which was available as both a video and a podcast. The series host consistently emphasized the importance of audience support through merchandise sales, which helped to fund and improve the quality of their productions. The narrative of Carmen and Lupita offered a glimpse into the complexities of their shared and individual lives. The twins faced unique challenges, such as dealing with illness. When Carmen caught a cold, it escalated into pneumonia for Lupita, reflecting their intertwined physical state. While Carmen recovered within a week, Lupita endured a 15-day hospital stay, illustrating the profound impact of their conjoined physiology on their health experiences. Despite their shared body, Carmen and Lupita maintained distinct personalities and preferences, particularly in their social lives and dietary choices. Interestingly, Carmen chose not to speak for 8 years during their schooling. This silence was not due to an inability to speak, but rather a choice influenced by her mother's advice. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. During this period, Lupita communicated privately with Carmen, who then voiced Lupita's thoughts aloud, showcasing a unique method of sisterly communication and support. From a young age, the bond between the two sisters was evident. Lupita always struggled with writing, finding the task more daunting than her sibling did. Recognizing this, her sister would diligently complete her own homework and then devote time to assist Lupita with hers. Their collaboration extended beyond academics. They found a mischievous joy in teaming up against their older sister. Together, they concocted harmless pranks, although their elder sibling rarely appreciated their sense of humor. This partnership in both study and play solidified a strong, supportive relationship, showcasing a deep familial connection rooted in both responsibility and shared childhood antics. But here's something you might not know yet. Being seen as a pair all the time can be pretty exhausting. When conversations get personal, they can sometimes feel a bit awkward. People who have known us for a long time should understand that we're individuals, each with our own name and personality. It's a small but important thing. When it comes to picking out clothes, it's not a big deal for me. Honestly, I'm happy to let her choose. If it were up to me, I'd just wear comfy clothes all the time. Who really cares about fashion when it's freezing outside? In the current relationship dynamics, only one person is actively involved with someone. Differences in their relationship approaches are evident. He might have traits perceived as nerdy or slightly irritating, yet her happiness takes precedence, reflecting a supportive friendship. This relationship came to light early, and had there been any discomfort, it would have prompted reconsideration to maintain harmony. Ensuring alignment on relationship perspectives is crucial to their interaction, underscoring a mutual understanding that allows participation in each other's lives. When they first met, the encounter was notably awkward. Preferring a more laid-back approach to relationships, casual conversations without formal commitments define his interaction style, commonly referred to as situationships. This informal approach contrasts sharply with the more defined relationship structure she is exploring. Let's explore how unclear boundaries shape their unique bond and challenges. The strange bonds of aromantic alliance. Meeting someone in person often carries an element of surprise, even more so when there's a pre-existing romantic connection between others in the group. Despite this, an individual who identified as aromantic and asexual found themselves unbothered by the dynamics. They appreciated a clear, practical arrangement with well-defined boundaries to ensure comfort and respect for everyone. This was crucial since any violation of these boundaries could disrupt the harmony. As the conversation veered towards topics of emotional closeness, this individual preferred to disengage, often resorting to checking their phone or gazing distantly. Such responses were not uncommon during discussions that ventured into deeply personal territories like marriage or children, topics that they, alongside their partner, had firmly decided were not for them, primarily due to their mutual disinterest and concern over inherited mental health issues. The concept of living together without traditional romantic or familial goals was likened to a symbiotic relationship, albeit with a humorous undertone comparing it to a growth rather than a parasitic existence. This arrangement worked for them, emphasizing autonomy and mutual respect. Social media presence, particularly on platforms like TikTok, added another layer to their interaction. While one managed the content, reflecting a disinterest in the spotlight, the other participated when necessary, maintaining a background role. This dynamic extended to their online engagement, where they occasionally confronted comments about their unique physical condition, which sparked introspection and philosophical musings among their audience. Such interactions and understandings highlighted a relationship built on clear communication and respect for individual needs and boundaries, providing a stable foundation despite the unconventional nature of their connection. People frequently entertain the notion that a life different from their own might lack happiness. This stems from an assumption that familiarity with one's circumstances predicates contentment. Observing the lives of others, individuals often feel they grasp the emotional landscape of those existences, especially if they themselves have encountered loneliness. They might think, "That situation appears challenging. I couldn't handle it." However, each person contends with unique challenges, and the nature of these struggles shapes their resilience and perspective. The perception of difficulty is deeply subjective, hinging not just on the hurdles faced, but also on the individual's capacity to adapt and overcome. Sometimes, the reason someone becomes isolated is clear, like after a breakup or during a serious illness. Other times, it happens slowly, and it could point to deeper problems. There are many things that can lead someone to withdraw from others. For example, depression can make it hard to connect because of constant sadness and loss of interest in everything. Illness can make it physically difficult to be social. Social anxiety can cause fear in social situations, leading to avoidance. Losing a job or a loved one can make someone pull away from social life, and traumatic experiences can lead to mistrust or fear of being hurt again. As they face more obstacles, discover the strength found in their connections. A tragic deep dive. Studies have even shown that being alone for long periods can change the brain. It affects parts of the brain that help with learning, memory, and managing emotions, which can lead to problems with thinking and memory as time goes on. But this isn't the worst part. Even if some people think they're okay living their usual way, the need for human connection is built into us. Without it, we can suffer, both mentally and physically. That's why it's so important to find ways to connect, whether that's joining a group, talking to a professional, or just staying in touch with friends and family. Building and keeping relationships can make us feel better overall and help protect our mental and physical health. Life's rigors often appear insurmountable, lacking inherent purpose until one ascribes their own. Among the throngs of faces, one individual stood out by embracing a unique conviction. This person believed deeply in their own sense of humor, a trait they held with pride, often feeling it elevated them above the rest. Their days were colored by this belief, influencing how they interacted with the world around them. Every smile they earned from others was a testament to their wit, and every chuckle a confirmation of their distinctive place in the tapestry of life. This self-assigned meaning wasn't just a shield against the mundane, but a beacon that guided them through life's unpredictability. As the twins continued their journey on social media, they made a clear declaration at the top of their TikTok page, not a question and answer account. This statement set the tone for their interactions online, directing followers to their YouTube videos for more information or leaving them to their own devices if they remained curious. It was a firm boundary they set, tired of repeating the same answers to incessant questions, particularly due to their unique situation as conjoined twins. Despite the clarity of this boundary, expectations from the audience persisted, with many disregarding the twins' decision and pressing for responses. The twins had aspirations that went beyond their current social media fame. They hoped to leverage their popularity on TikTok as a stepping stone towards a quieter, self-sufficient life off the grid. This plan hinted at their desire to eventually step away from the relentless public eye of online platforms. Both shared a childhood dream of working with animals, influenced by their upbringing on a goat farm under the care of their godmother. These early experiences seeded a lifelong passion for animal care, with one aiming to become a vet assistant and the other a vet tech. In addition to their animal care ambitions, one of the twins also held a butcher's license, showcasing a broader spectrum of skills and interests related to both the beginning and end of life cycle. However, this was a topic they preferred not to dwell on, choosing instead to focus on the more nurturing aspects of their careers. Spending time with Carmen and Lupita revealed much about their resilience and authenticity. They challenged common misconceptions and societal discomfort around their condition with grace and humor. They even redefined their birthday as Extraction Day, a playful nod to their unique entry into the world. This term, along with their humorous allusion to John Cena and his catchphrase, "You can't see me," underscored their ability to engage with life's quirks and curiosities in a way that invited others to rethink their own perceptions and assumptions. The twins exemplified how embracing one's story, despite external pressures and expectations, can lead to a fuller understanding of both oneself and the broader human experience. What do you think about balancing professions in animal care and butchery? Like, comment, and subscribe for more.